back to the road to Episode 7, my ongoing series where I chart the road to the release of Star Wars Episode 7 in 2015. A lot of ground to cover, catching back up with this series, and the first thing I want to talk about is more casting rumours. Yes, it's the bane of our kind of existence as fans, looking, searching, waiting for Star Wars Episode 7 news. There's all these casting rumours that are going on. First of all, I'm going to get into the Saoirse Ronan odyssey. It was announced a couple of months back that Saoirse Ronan, the Irish actress who has been in Hannah, The Host this year, I thought she was great in The Host. The Host was a great book. The film wasn't brilliant. I did like it, but I thought she would stand out in that movie, and I think that she would actually slot perfectly into the Star Wars universe. I'm a big fan of her, and I think she's a great actress, and again would be great in a Star Wars movie. But just rumours at that point, and it was Bleeding Cool who reported it, and they said that she isn't a lock, and another actress could be cast in the same role that she's going for. A couple of high-profile female parts are going, and Ronan could have been cast as any number of characters. But it was again just rumours, just speculation, and then she came out and actually gave us the first real official kind of confirmation of anything in terms of the casting, and we let it be known this is the first official casting information we've had, and that is that she did audition for the role, and she came out and said that you know, that she auditioned for a role. She didn't say which one it was. She said the bosses would chop her head off with a lightsaber if she said any more, but that was it. She just said that you know, I've auditioned basically, and she told that to Sky News. Now people were, you know, again thinking maybe she's going to be like the daughter of Han Solo and Princess Leia, but you know, again, rumours. No one really knows anything. And now, very recently, she announced that she hasn't got the part. So again, this is the first real confirmation again of something that, you know, someone who was looked at and then told no. Maybe it's because she came out to Sky News and said, "Hey, I auditioned for the part." We don't really know. What she said was, in an interview with IndieWire, "I don't have Star Wars, I don't have the role," sounding kind of defeated, allegedly. She says, "I just shouldn't have said anything, I just auditioned for it like everyone else did." To pretend that you have a lightsaber in a scene is always very exciting, so we know that she used the lightsaber in this audition, and she said it would be great, but it's something that everyone's gone up for. So a lot of people have been auditioning for this that we don't really know about. But yeah, I just it's a shame because I think she would have been great in it, but you know, it is what it is. Another young actor who's been rumoured to be looked at for the film is Michael B. Jordan, who I thought was fantastic in Chronicle. Apparently he pulled off a great turn in the film called Fruitvale Station this year, which I haven't seen. I've only seen him in Chronicle, but I really liked him in that movie, and I could definitely see him again slotting into the Star Wars universe quite nicely. The third casting rumour is Benedict Cumberbatch, and that's kind of been, you know, a lot of different things. He's kind of commented and shied away from it. I think I've mentioned it before actually. And then he did this great this great interview on the Graham Norton show, a UK chat show, and he was there with Harrison Ford, and it was a great little interview. You should search it out on YouTube if you can. And Graham Norton went out and said it to both Harrison Ford and Benedict Cumberbatch. "Well, you're both in it, aren't you?" And Harrison Ford just brilliantly was just like, talking to him. Benedict Cumberbatch was like, I know as much as you do, and then, you know, Graham Norton said, "Well, you're going to be in it, right, Harrison?" And Harrison Ford went, "Bah. Bah? Bah." Which I thought was brilliant, really funny. And then they had a kind of nice little moment where Harrison Ford said he was a big fan of Cumberbatch, and Cumberbatch was like, "Well, I'll just retire now, that was awesome." Great little moment. Again, nothing revealed, but I think it would be great if Benedict Cumberbatch joined the film. Obviously, he's previously worked with J.J. Abrams last year when filming Star Trek Into Darkness. Would it be typecasting him to go back into a villain role in a Star Wars movie after doing it in a Star Trek movie? Maybe he'd be a protagonist, I don't know. But it would be very interesting to see him. I think he's definitely a real up-and-coming, respected, great actor right now, and is just doing nothing but fantastic work as far as I'm concerned. So it'd be great to see him in the movie. And then the final piece of cast rumours that was significant enough for me to comment on was Daniel Day-Lewis. Now, apparently he met up with Kathleen Kennedy, they had a lunch together and they were spotted. Someone said that on Twitter. Again, we don't know the validity of that, but if that is so, it certainly raises a number of questions. I personally kind of just pushed it away as soon as I heard about it. That's not going to happen. This is Daniel Day-Lewis. This is a guy who's won the Oscar 3 times, I think. You know, unprecedented, you know, one of the greatest actors of our generation, you know, has had all this acclaim, all this respect. And then I thought, well, think about Alec Guinness. Star Wars. You know, he came into that movie, a movie that, you know, was made by this ragtag group of people who had never made anything huge before, who had never made anything significant before. Well, I guess you could say George Lucas had made American Graffiti, but, you know, nothing on that scale of a great movie, which Star Wars would obviously go on to be. And Alec Guinness was really the kind of the diamond in the rough before that movie came out. You know, he brought the film some esteem, definitely some credibility, and I really feel like Daniel Day-Lewis could be that person for Star Wars, and I could actually see him fitting unusually well into the film, whether it be in a, you know, in an antagonistic role, a protagonistic role. I think he'd do great. Obviously he's a fantastic actor. I've not actually seen him in many things, to be honest, but I would love to see it. I still don't think it's something he would go for, but then again, you know, he just came off doing Lincoln, which Steven Spielberg made, and, you know, Spielberg and Lucas are best pals, you know, and I'm sure Lucas still has some kind of input, so it's not, you know, out of the realm of possibility that this could have been brought up, that he could have been considered, certainly, and that maybe he might be interested in doing it. I definitely think it's a case of him agreeing to just do something and they would say yes, than them kind of going, do we want Daniel Day-Lewis? But I definitely feel like he could do that. I feel like the prequels are really carried by the credibility brought by Ian McDiarmid and Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan and the Emperor in those 3 movies, and I really feel like, you know, if Carrie Fisher, Mark Hamill, and Harrison Ford, any or either or, decide to be in Star Wars Episode 7 or any of the sequels thereafter, of course they'll bring some credibility to the roles because they aren't now huge names, but although I say Harrison Ford is definitely far eclipsed both of those two in terms of being a big name, but I feel like they're not really going to be a main focus in this trilogy, and I think it would probably be a mistake to do that anyway. But I feel like a new name, to a fresh face to the franchise, who is a big name, I think would be a good choice. But I think you should leave it there with 1 or 2, you know, recognizable names, like say Daniel Day-Lewis, Benedict Cumberbatch, and the rest should be, I think, unknowns, or at least you know, young up-and-coming actors, because that's really what made Star Wars so brilliant. Was the 3 main characters in that movie were just complete unknowns, well, kind of complete unknowns, and that was kind of part of the charm, part of the appeal, part of the flight of fancy, the suspension of the disbelief of seeing these people. You know, I mean, I just think if you made Star Wars and put like Al Pacino and De Niro in it, it just wouldn't work. It would be out of place. It would just be like, oh, De Niro in Star Wars. Whereas you have all these new actors, it would work better, I think. Anyway, that's my thoughts on the casting rumours over the past month and a half, 2 months. Many more videos to come on the topic of Episode 7. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one, where I chart the road to the release of Star Wars Episode 7. 7? 7.